In this video, what we're going to take a look at are arpeggios, and I'm using an example from the Level 2 book of Guitar in Real Time, and it goes something like this. It's called Shira Tune. With the purpose of helping somebody called Shira develop their technique in playing the right hand. Now what happens a lot of times is people tend to put their hand on the body of the guitar. What that does is it kind of inhibits the ability to play arpeggios properly. What I'm saying, and this is kind of classical technique, in that you rest your arm on the body and you let the hand hang freely. What it really does, it allows you the flexibility of being able to move across the strings and to play the strings without having to be anchored, having the whole hand anchored in one position. The problem is that when you're doing that, you're running the risk of causing some injury, because you've got your hand in this awkward position. So the best thing is if you can kind of hang loose here. Now in this piece, what I'm doing is I'm actually highlighting a couple of techniques. One is harmonics. So I'm playing harmonics at the 12th fret and using this arpeggio technique. What I'm doing here is, first of all, I'm using the thumb for each of the harmonic tones, followed by a note on the first string. So it's going like this. What I'm doing there is I'm using a technique that I was taught by Alice Arts, the classical guitarist, who's a great teacher in Princeton, New Jersey, and which is alternating between two fingers. So that's what I'm doing for this first part. And then what I'm doing is I'm going down, playing the 5th string, alternating between the 5th string and the 3rd string. And then that continues. So this is really good because it develops the flexibility of using the thumb on different strings while playing something else with the other fingers on the high string. So again, this repeats. This is where we start changing strings. So following the same pattern here. Now when you get to the repeat part here, I'm actually playing notes on the 2nd string. The idea is to encourage having this very free position for the right hand, rather than being anchored like this. Now I know some people use the pinky on the top, and maybe that's a little bit better because I think that kind of allows a little bit of freedom. But anyway, if you can do this, I think this is the most free position you can be in, if you can allow your hand to float like that. I'm also, maybe if you call me guilty, I may also do that from time to time. And sometimes definitely if you're doing some palm muting, that kind of thing, then you also need to have your hand on the strings too. But all in all, I believe that this technique, this way of doing things with the right hand is beneficial. Now the book has this piece written in standard notation as well as in tab. Now there is one other part of this, right at the end, there's, which I would say is probably the most difficult to keep in time, because because what you're doing is you're using the thumb across 3 strings and then using the other fingers to perform the rest of the arpeggio. So that one may require a little bit of practice with a metronome, is what I suggest. And because at the end it's actually going from, if I look at the music here, you got this alternating thumb bouncing between the strings. And then you're going straight into this part. If you have my book, Guitar in Real Time Level 2, then you'll find it in there. And I hope that you'll be able to try this piece for yourself. And as a special thank you, if you go to my website, guitarbasement.com, and subscribe over there, as soon as I figure out how to do it, I'm going to give you a link to the page of the piece that I just played, Shearer Tune. And I always say, it's good if you can stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you soon.